Today on the net, citizen journalists report on the violence in southern Sudan. Spanish web users show solidarity with an artist on trial for blasphemy. And a French journalist is tweeting Dante's Divine Comedy. Idris lives in the Nuba mountain area in southern Sudan. In this video, he talks about a recent bombing attack by Khartoum government forces which killed his wife and 2 of his children. The film is being aired online by the Nuba Reports website, a project set up to share stories from the people caught up in the crossfire in this border region. The Sudanese government is trying to crush a dug-in rebel movement in the region. Ryan Boyette is American and married to a native. He set up this citizen journalism platform, which is partly financed by online donations, to denounce the attacks on civilians by forces loyal to President Omar al-Bashir. Mr. Boyette has trained people from the Nuba region in journalism and how to use a video camera so they can make their own reports. In this short documentary, for example, Azari Gouda, a former civil servant, focuses on the fate of the thousands of refugees who have fled the violence across the region, and also on the severe food shortages in the Nuba Mountains. The region is located near to the disputed border area of Abyei, which is claimed by both Sudan and South Sudan. They've now resumed peace negotiations after weeks of fierce fighting. How to roast a crucifix. Spanish artist Javier Creye made this satirical short film back in the 70s, but it was banned under the strict censorship laws of 1978 and aired for the first time on television in 2004 by the Canal Plus network. The spoof cookery show explains how to prepare the crucifix by taking out the nails, thus removing the figure of Christ, rubbing it in butter and then putting it in the oven for 3 days, after which it will emerge of its own accord. The video, which is currently circulating on the internet, shocked the Thomas More Legal Centre, and the predominantly Catholic organisation filed a complaint against the man behind this parody on the resurrection of Christ, citing offending religious sentiment. It's a first in the country. The trial opened in Madrid on Monday, provoking a wave of outrage online, with many of the artist's supporters and advocates of freedom of expression campaigning under the keywords Créer Libertad, meaning create freedom. Many have made reference to the Inquisition of the Middle Ages, evoking La Hoguera, the bonfire, where those found guilty of heresy were burned alive at the stake. Olga Rodriguez has drawn a parallel with the blasphemy trials in the Muslim world. She says if this had happened in Egypt, then people would be talking about fundamentalism. The artist and the director of programs at Canal Plus at the time are jointly accused and are currently out on bail. Javier Creye could be facing a fine of €144,000 and has already said he will go into exile in France if found guilty. Experienced Twitter user, journalist and blogger Marc Montré has started this somewhat wacky project: rewrite Dante's masterpiece, The Divine Comedy, in posts no more than 140 characters long. With 1 tweet per day, it will take him around 10 years to complete. And as if this wasn't enough, each extract will be written in French and Italian, so the writer's poetry is not lost in translation. Montré explains on his blog that he wants to make this literary monument accessible to his 2,600 followers. The Israel-Palestine conflict was trending heavily on social networks at the beginning of the week. With Israeli theatre company Habima due to perform in London on May 28th and 29th, Palestinians were urging theatregoers to boycott the play. But UK-based Israel advocates started the hashtag #LoveCulture to promote the event, to help combat what they described as a form of censorship. Supporters of the Palestinian cause went on to use the keywords "love justice for all," denouncing what they call apartheid in Israel. When Laverne Everett went skydiving for the first time, she came pretty close to slipping out of her harness, but she has said she'd do it all over again. In the video, we see the 80-year-old American getting ready to go, but when she jumps out of the plane, we see that her straps aren't properly secured, and she's in a very dangerous predicament. According to reports over the past decade, 8 people have actually died in jumps with the Parachute Centre, which organises skydive. Mrs. Everett hasn't been left traumatised though, and she's already planning her next escapade: motor racing.